things that was fun. My dad would say, let's get in the car and get lost. And we'd get lost, and then he'd figure out how we get home. It was fun. Just go someplace where you've never been. Say, oh man, how do I get home?
Hello! Welcome to Tulsa, Oklahoma. For those of you who have not heard of Tulsa, which is probably some of you, that's okay. I am here with the kids, not Cheska. Cheska's back in Conway getting some work done. This weekend, my brother happens to be in Tulsa, and a lot of family members happen to be in Tulsa, so me and the kids decided to pop on down, and it has been awesome. This is not an episode about Tulsa. This is an episode about family. However, you will get a chance to glimpse an incredible place that the kids and I went to visit called the Gathering Place. And if you ever want a really, really cool free experience, come to Tulsa and visit the Gathering Place. I'll show it to you. You did it, Nana!
I did it.
I regret nothing. I also think this has just been a really, really fun and cool weekend. I don't get a chance to see a lot of my family very often, with as much traveling as we do and with this life being as crazy as it is. But my mom is one of 8 kids, and almost all of them have kids. My family is huge. My dad is one of 3, and I have tons of cousins. It's ridiculous. And so we got a chance to come down and see some of them because they decided to have a little get together because my brother's in town even less often than I am. And that was a ton of fun. But also, I'm here to give you a gift. When we first started this channel, I knew one episode, one thing that I wanted to do, and that was interview my Grandma Tobey. My mom's mom. The older I get, the less I tend to celebrate the big and the bold and the out there people, and the more I tend to admire the people that are quietly getting things done. And my grandma is an incredible example of that. I have never known a better listener. I have never known a more just steady, loving force. There are other people that I love equally, but my grandma is just special, and I want a lot of people to experience the wisdom that she has to offer.
Okay, I'm Betty Jean Gardner Tobey, and I was born back in New York, a small town, Tuscarora they called it.
What year were you born?
1931.
And what did your parents do?
Well, my dad basically was a farmer. Probably right about the time I was young. He bought a farm, and then a depression hit, so he lost it. So from then on, he kind of tenant farmed. When I got of age to go to school, my dad bought a home up on outside of Addison on the hill, and I had a choice of going to this little school that taught several grades or going to high school. But if I went to the high school, I'd have to walk. So I walked, and had a real good friend up down the street, and I'd walk to her house, then we'd walk together to school. Graduated from there in Addison, New York. And after that, I went to Bible school.
Well, what made you decide to go to Bible school?
Well, to tell the real truth, I had an aunt that was a teacher there, and she was kind of the one that was the most religious in the family, and she was a great lady, great. And she worked there, and she kind of wanted me to come there, because I thought, well, what am I going to do later? And I thought, well, I can go there, and then maybe I can teach children or something like that. That would be more what I would like to do. And then I met this guy named Billy Tobey.
So when you're 20 years old or 19 years old and you're going like on dinner dates, what do you remember talking about?
Oh, hubby school and stuff, and just stuff like that going on in the world. It was quite a lot of big events through our life, you know, a lot of wars. Oh my goodness, we'd talk about stuff like that, and probably boring stuff. But on Easter Sunday he proposed, and I accepted, and so that became a busy life after that.
What year was that?
1951, probably. And probably when our first child was born, it's probably 22.
So what was it like raising 8 children at the same time?
It was easy. I mean, it was quite easy. Boy, that came out fast. Easy.
So you spent all of your 20s pregnant?
Yes, definitely. And I still, to this day, don't figure out how we did that. At the time, I think probably people all thought we were crazy. We probably were, but I wouldn't give any of them back. We had bought a home in Holland. Nice little house. But it was wonderful for them because all the parents agreed that they would let the kids work out their own problems. They would let the kids just, if they were mad at each other, stay mad till they mended it, you know? It was wonderful. And they always played outdoors, all of them. We decided to move here to Oklahoma when the blizzard of '77 hit. And where Bill worked at that time, he worked at a small airport and taught flying, basic, flying. And so the roof caved in, so he lost his job. Billy got married down here because he had already come down here and fell in love with Paula, and so we came to the wedding. And Bill had just lost his job, up in New York, so he went to the little, right down here, airport, and asked if there was any work, and they hired him on the spot. So that lived here.
It was that impulsive. It was that impulsive. That was just like you were here, and he just went and asked for a job.
Yeah, he just went to the little airport down here, and they hired him.
Wow. You're 90 now?
90.
You're 90 now.
What? I don't feel 90, but I am.
Or what's interesting to you that's so different, and what's interesting to you that's not different at all?
The world situation, I hate it. Like right now, little Caden came up to me yesterday and he said, "Grandma, isn't it awful that people can't get along?" And I said, "Yes, it is." I said, "In the past, lots of things have happened and people still got along." And that was the good part. But still, there was always a controversy, But now it seems like it's so more now that they can't see the other people's viewpoint, We should agree, even though we disagree. Because, you can always, there's some ground that you can agree on. I'm grateful. Well, I always have to say first for the Lord, because He's taken us through everything. And I'm grateful for all my children. I just love every one of them. And all my grandchildren, love them. And even the little ones who are great-grandchildren. And that's what I'm grateful for. I don't think I ever accomplished anything, but I'm really proud to see how they have all done so well.
I always think you're probably the best listener I've ever known. Why do you think you're such a good listener?
I don't know. I just, when somebody has something they want to tell or a problem or something, I just figure I can listen to them, but I probably won't tell them what to do. So I listen. That's about it. Why do I listen? Because I love them, I guess, and I'm concerned that they'll make the right decisions. And when they do something wrong, don't condemn them. You're born to try to work with them. I don't work with them. I never get involved in their problems and stuff much, except just pray for them. I can always do that. So I listen. Because usually lots of times when people have a problem, if they just talk about it, they'll work it out without having to go too far with that.
If you could give me or your family or anybody any advice, something that you've always thought that you would love to tell people, what would it be?
Well, first there has to be love. Love one another And no matter what happens, you got to love one another. And don't get too concerned about being rich. I always said, I kind of thank the Lord I never was rich, because it makes you feel different, you know. And I mean, I always had what I needed. That's the main thing. Love one another and love the Lord, because He's the one that has the real love. That's my little sermonette.
I like it. But you've always been so... Why do you think you're such a positive person? Or do you think it's just that you're a good listener and people interpret that as being positive?
Could be. It could be that, you know. And I'm positive because I don't have anything negative to have to pull me down. I don't.
It's a gift.
It is a gift. I always laughed a lot, I guess. Because I guess I just enjoy everything, enjoy life.
Well, Grandma, I will say this. You say you haven't done much big in your life. I can think of a solid 60 to 70 people right off the top of my head that would disagree.
Oh man, yeah, we got a big family.
I don't think any of them would deny you've had a major impact on every single one of us.
Well, thank you.
I love you.
I love you. I really do.
I love my grandma, and I love my family, and it has been a very cool weekend. I know that from my grandma, I want to be a better listener. I want to be a more supporting and loving person, and I hope you do too. You know, I know not everybody has as big a family as I do. I am grateful for them. I am grateful that my kids get to experience them. And I know not everybody watching has a big family, but I hope that you know today that you are loved and that you can find someone who's willing to listen to you as well as my grandma. Have a great week.